if there's any two things I love doing in life, it's overly ambitious stuff and collecting Pokemon. Earlier this year, literally just before Pokemon Sword and Shield released, I was trying to make a living dex. If you don't know what a living dex is, it's basically where you get one of each Pokemon. So like one Charmander, one Charmeleon, one Charizard. And I was scrolling through YouTube for other people who had made series on getting a living dex, and I stumbled across a video by Birdkeeper Toby. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Basically, he made this video about a challenge he created called the Master Dex Challenge, which was like a living dex, but insanely hardcore. I won't go into all the rules here, we'll just kind of cover them as the series progresses, but basically what I'm going to be doing is a series recapping my adventure making a Master Dex, and going through all the necessary games, because there's a lot of them, and I'll have basically a video per game, or a video per collection of games. You'll see, we'll figure it out along the way. So, first up is Kanto, the first generation of Pokemon, and Birdkeeper Toby requests that we get all of our Pokemon from the Kanto Virtual Console games. That's red for the Virtual Console, yellow for the Virtual Console, and blue also for the 3DS Virtual Console. I don't have a 3DS capture card, so for this particular installment and all the other installments which are located on the 3DS, you'll have to do with fun editing instead. We'll figure it out. For the other games, I'm gonna, I'll try and see if I can get some recorded and that. We'll go along with it, we'll see how it goes. But basically, this means we have to get all of our 150, excluding Mew, Pokemon, though I think I might try and get Mew through glitching, just so I have a Virtual Console Mew. But yeah, all 150, one Virtual Console Pokemon from the OG games on the 3DS. Right, what's our first issue? Well, there's no breeding in Generation 1, and if you take a Virtual Console Pokemon, slap it in Gen 7, and breed it, to my knowledge, it's not a Virtual Console Pokemon when you breed it, because it won't be from Kanto, it'll be from Alola, or whatever, and that's not what we want. So that means, first massive issue, we're going to have to get one of each starter's form. That means we're going to have to play the Kanto games at least 9 times, probably. We can probably take some of those down using some copies of Yellow to get all of the starters, but it might actually be easier just to basically go on a copy of Red, get up to the Pokedex, transfer our starter, start over, and repeat that. We'll see what we end up with. But another massive issue is we'll need like 8 EVs, 1 EV to be an EV, 3 EVs for the Kanto evolutions, and Birdkeeper Toby annoyingly requests that all Pokemon which have a base form in Generation 1, so like Rhyperior, Leafeon, those kind of Pokemon, all should also be Virtual Console and then evolve in the later game. Same thing he says about like Alolan Pokemon, so like Alola Marowak evolves from Cantonian Cubone, so we need to get a Cubone in Red, trade that up, and evolve it into an Alola Marowak. So that's the kind of gist of what we're going to be doing in Red, but there's one last big one, which is really irritating, and that's where we need 3 Porygons. Now I know, 8 EVs, that means we've got to play with Celadon City 8 times. That's bad. 3 Porygons, we have to get 9,999 coins at the game corner 3 times. I cannot wait. And then we also have the fossils, but so that means we're going to have to play at Cinnabar Island 4 times, which is extra annoying, but due to the fact that Kanto, you can just kind of go anywhere at any points, we just need to get Surf, and we'll be absolutely fine, in order to get the fossils, and that should be all good. That's really all we need to do, and especially because we're going to be playing through Kanto 2 times anyway, 1 for the Red, 1 for Blue, so we can get all the version exclusives. So this video is going to be about my adventure through Pokemon Red for the Virtual Console, catching everything. Our adventure begins with young Tom waking up and wandering straight into the tall grass, getting stopped by an old man, brought back, made to choose between his starters. There's also a rival there, I forget what I called him. Probably, I think, Sam. Yeah, let's go with Sam. He's Sam. So basically, I see the stars in front of me, and I make the stupidest decision I will ever make. In my main playthrough of Pokemon Red, I chose Bulbasaur. Why did I choose Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur is the speedrunning Pokemon. You get him, you fly through. Why did I choose Bulbasaur? I should have chose like Charmander or Squirtle, something that would have sure made the game a bit harder, but at the same time saved me having to make the game harder when I'm trying to speed through it later on. So that's annoying, but we get our Bulbasaur. I don't name him because I don't really care enough, and then we move on. This Bulbasaur will carry us through, and I proceed to use him to whack against everything I see that moves, and then throw balls at them. Actually, that's a lie. I don't whack the Bulbasaur. I just throw balls at everything that moves, and it actually catches the vast majority of things straight away. I realized very quickly the money will be a massive issue in this run. So we're going to have to make do with not having any potions on us at any time. Added into the fun Gen 1 mechanic of bag space, and tossing TMs will become our latest hobby. Maybe we can put that on a Tinder profile later on. We'll figure it out. Moving on. So we go through Route 1, Route 22, Route 2, all the places, catching everything. So we get Pidgeys, Rattatas, Spearows. We enter Viridian Forest. We're still swinging our Bulbasaur around, knocking down all the bugs. We actually encounter our first a nuisance of the run, in which case we have to try and find a Pikachu somewhere. But honestly, the harder part is getting 3 Caterpies. I ended up going for, I think, 1 Caterpie and 2 Metapods, because Metapods for some reason were easier to find than Caterpies. But if you don't know, in Viridian Forest, basically, for Pokemon Red, Caterpie is much harder to get than Weedle's really common, Caterpie's really difficult, and annoying, and then in Blue, it's, vice versa. So this means that it's really difficult to find 1 Caterpie, let alone 3 Caterpies, and it means we're just kind of stuck for a bit. But we eventually get it. We also get a Weedle along the way, the first Pokemon we'll be using that isn't a Bulbasaur, and I should have explained this before, basically, the good thing about Kanto is because it's a small dex, a lot of the stage 1s and are uncountable just in the grass around. For instance, like, I have a Pidgey, and I caught a Pidgey, so you think I have to train this Pidgey up, but no, you can get Pidgeotos later on at a much higher level, who then you can just train a bit and get a Pidgeot instead of having to train up a Pidgey all the way. So you'll see we'll only actually be using a couple of Pokemon during this entire run, one of which is this Weedle. Not for long though, because Poison Sting's super effective against bug types in Gen 1. So this little Weedle just decimates an entire forest, and we're left with a Kakuna and then a Beedrill. Nice. So we actually got our first evolution there, and we do the same thing with a Caterpie. We get it up to a Butterfree. Then we go take on Brock. He stares us down. He's heard the legend of the trainer who has caught everything in their path. And then he gets bloody decimated by our Bulbasaur. Moving on, we go to the next route, Route 3, where we don't actually get a Jigglypuff. We do get 1 Jigglypuff, but not 2 like you'd expect, because later on in the run, we'll be getting a Jigglypuff from a different game, and we'll cover that when we get to it. I should have also explained, we also got 1 Pikachu for that exact reason. We'll get another Pikachu later on. We get the Jigglypuff. We head into Mount Moon. This is a really annoying part. Again, we only need to get 1 Clefairy, which is cool. We can also get 2 Moonstones here, which is a massive win for us. But we've also got things, I get like a Geodude, a Zubat, and a Paras. We can get Graveler, Parasect, and Golbat later on. So we don't need to worry. We travel through Mount Moon. Oops-a-daisies, Team Rocket members get thrown to the dust. We find the Super Nerd. He's pushed out of our way. We don't care about him. And we choose the Dome Fossil because I'm essentially Satan. Moving on, we enter Cerulean City, and we go and get some more Pokemon over yonder in the Route 4. Then we go up to Nugget Bridge, beat our rival down. I think we got an Ekans in Route 4, just to clarify. It doesn't matter, because our rival also doesn't matter. He's dead. We go through Nugget Bridge. I actually think I whited out at this point, because Bulbasaur just took far too much punches just to go on its own, and then we ended up whiting out. But we go back, we get another Nugget, we destroy the Nugget Bridge, and then we catch even more Pokemon, including an Abra, who was an absolute pain to catch, because he just teleports away. Thanks, Abra. But then we get, like an Oddish, we get... Do we get Psyduck here? I don't remember, it's been a while. No. But yeah, we take down all these trainers, we meet Bill. Bill's like, whoa, thanks man, and gives us the SS ticket. Yay. Moving on, we find Misty, we beat Misty pretty easily. We chose Bulbasaur. Still a mistake, but I'm not regretting it yet. Also, Bulbasaur's now an Ivysaur. Moving on. Now this is actually a really important part of the run. For you see, here we get the Dig TM, and then we get a Mankey. Now you would think that these two things wouldn't collide together well, but actually we teach Dig to Mankey, and he becomes the second Pokemon we'll use, because for some reason, you can't catch Primeape in the wild. I think you can in Yellow, but I didn't plan to play Yellow, so Primeape it is. Well, training Mankey it is. So Mankey is Dig, and another fun fact is that in this game, grass doesn't resist poison, meaning that Erica gets kind of destroyed by Dig, which feels like it shouldn't happen, but it does. I don't know if, I think grass resists poison in future games. I mean, grass resists ground in future games, but I don't remember exactly. Anyway, Mankey is our main savior against Loot Surge, and Dig kind of destroys him. We also hit Diglett's Cave, where we get not just a Diglett, but also a Doug Trio. The scientist man at the end of it is absolutely astounded that we have not only caught slightly more Pokemon than he asked us to, but also every other Pokemon, and we get Flash. We get a Drowsy over in the other route. That's cool, it's Drowsy, so I don't really care. Another rival fight on the SSN, who we destroy, and then we grab ourselves the Cut HM. Neat. So we take on Loot Surge, Mankey decimates him with Dig, Mankey's climbing up the levels, oh he's adorable, cute little guy. And then we head through my least favourite place in all of Pokemon. And if I'm being honest, this is the place I'm least excited to travel through 8 times. And that's Rock Tunnel. Oh, I hate Rock Tunnel. There's just so many, not just so much Pokemon, so many trainers. It's dark, so Flash, and in future run-throughs, I probably won't have caught enough Pokemon to be able to use Flash. And so this is so irritating going through this over and over. But this is the first time, so it's okay. We kind of like Machop, we get a single Onix, because Onix is rare in here, and you can get it far easier in Victory Road, so I thought I wouldn't waste my time. We go around some more, get some more Pokemon, and we eventually make it out alive. Mankey's still holding up, he's looking really good right now. We're getting closer and closer to a Primeape. We get a Growlithe when heading over to Celadon City from Lavender Town. I skipped the Lavender Tower for now. We can't catch any Pokemon there. There's no point. We head over to Celadon City. We take on the gym. Sweep it with our Mankey with Dig, with some help from Venusaur over there. And then we grab ourselves the gym badge. Amazing. We go to the department store, and we splash some cash on lots of different evolutionary stones. This is a really important part, because we have a lot of Pokemon that need stones hit on them. And so we get a Raichu, Arcanine, Starmie, you know, all the goodies we get. And we buy a bunch of others to use later on. Then we head over to the Rocket HQ down in the game corner, take them all down. It's pretty easy, so we managed to do it with thanks from our Mankey and our Ivysaur, who is at this point become a Venusaur. That's great. We technically don't have to use you anymore, but you'll take us through the rest of the game. Thanks, man. Then we go to Lavender Tower, and our Mankey at this point is getting really close to Primeape, and he becomes a Primeape. Thank God. We go through Lavender Tower, and we can get here, we can get a Ghastly, 2 Haunters, a Cubone, another Cubone to become an Alolan Marowak later on. And this is starting an annoying trend of having to catch Pokemon that we can't evolve right now. And so I lose track of how many Pokemon I have and what Pokemon I need to use and which Pokemon I need to save. And it's all getting a bit confusing. And it isn't helped at all by Gen 1's horrific box system. But it's okay, because we're moving on and we're through Lavender Tower now. We've got the Poker Flute. Over to Snorlax. Play the Poker Flute. Catch the Snorlax. We also get Fly, which we can use with a Pidgeotto we'll get later on. We haven't got it yet. We're heading down Cycling Road. We get a Doduo. We get Fearow. We enter Fuchsia City. I also make a quick jump to the route after Fuchsia City to grab myself 2 Pidgeotto. One to be a Pidgeot, so we'll be training that up and starting now. And we also get a Ditto and some Gloom, one of whom becomes a Vileplume. And we get another one, of course, that will become a Blossom. And then we head into the area where we'll be catching the single most Pokemon. The Safari Zone. Oh, the Safari Zone. I can't tell if I love or absolutely despise this place. 1, I don't have to spend any money on Pokeballs. 2, I do a lot of saving and restarting here to save myself some money from having to constantly leave and re-enter, because some of these Pokemon are really rare. But we get so many Pokemon here that I cannot remember off the top of my head. And we just amass a massive collection, evolve a bunch of them, then head to Fuchsia City's gym, and oh, we have a Primeape with Dig. Bye, because now Coughing doesn't have Levitate, because it's only Gen 1, so it literally dies immediately. Then I completely forget that Sabrina's gym exists, but I go to the dojo right next to it, get a Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan we'll get in blue version later on, and then we go to Silphco, knock the floor with that, get ourselves a Lapras, nice, I'll take a Lapras, and then we go to Cinnabar Island. We take a quick pit stop at the Seafoam Islands actually, and get a bunch of the Ice-type Pokemon there, including an Articuno, and then I remember, oh yeah, the legendary birds exist, and I go to the power plant and get Zapdos. And then we head over to Cinnabar Island, finally. We arrive our fossil, then I remember, oh god, there are more fossils. Then I go and get the old Amber over in Pewter, and get myself an Aerodactyl. Very cool. Pokemon Mansion is less annoying than I remember it being. I remember it being far more tedious to get through. It was actually alright. And we got a bunch of Pokemon. Muck is really rare in here in Red, so that was a pain to get. But that was really the only notable one. But then we take on Blaine. Again, I have a Primeape with Dig, and Blaine dies. At this point, Pidgeotto has indeed evolved to a Pidgeot. I remember, oh god, I have to take on Sabrina, so I go and take on Sabrina. There's no more to this. Then I go and take on Giovanni. Giovanni, I chose Bulbasaur. Giovanni dies very quickly. Then we head over to the Pokemon League. Our rival stands in our way. He's knocked to the side with. And then we go to Victory Road. Victory Road is full of Rock Stage 1s. Thank God. We get a Marowak here. We get another Onix. We get some Gravelers. We even get some Machokes. I think I forgot to get a second Machoke. Got to the Indigo Plateau, went, oh, and then ran back, got another Machoke, and then I was all cool. And then we take on the Elite Four, which was about as fun as it sounds. And that not at all. A lot of saving and starting, considering my team essentially included a Primeape and a Venusaur, which isn't the best when taking on Agatha. But as I said, Dig. So we beat the Elite Four and we're left with the champion. We managed to take down. This doesn't matter. This is catching. We can't catch the champion. After this, we are left with a single obstacle in our way. Cerulean Cave. And fishing because I forgot to do it for most of the game. Cool. I grabbed myself 2 Magikarp. Time to train a Magikarp. And so I decided to train this little Magikarp in Cerulean Cave. And I regret it immensely. But we did get a Gyarados at the end of it, so it was all worth it. And then, once we've got this Gyarados, I catch every remaining Pokemon in Cerulean Cave. This includes 2 Kadabras, Hypno, Parasect, Slowbro, a bunch of other ones, and we're left with our final obstacle. The Epic Clash, Mewtwo. And I catch it with relative ease. Just kidding. Oh god, the amount of Ultra Balls I spent on this thing is insane. But it did manage to get in one, finally. And that's it. that is everything I did in Pokemon Red. We're basically all done. I did forget to mention that I did indeed get an Eevee here, and that means we're 1 Eevee down. The next installment of the series will include basically the rest of Kanto, the Gen 1 games. We will have to play through this again in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and then the end of Gold and Silver. Oh god, I can't wait. But yeah, we finished Red, and we got a bunch of Pokemon there. I love the total that we got on the screen right now. And then that's it. See you guys in the next one. Shout out to Lapira on Discord for making the thumbnail art. It's very much appreciated. See you guys.
There's no upload schedule, but it's worth the wait. Subscribe for Pokemon and more stuff on the way. Creative with love, much more than a dot. Here it comes the flaw. It's the flaw.